Hello and welcome to this YourTown, Georgina Spotlight episode. Now, in this straight-to-the-point format, our guest, their organization, and their message is the star of the show. It's wonderful to have you here with us. And Ben, it's wonderful to have you here with us. How's life, Ben? How are your holidays?
They were good. Good to be back, Rob. Happy New Year.
I appreciate that. Has it been a good start to the new year?
Yeah, so far so good. Yeah, just ran around doing the family thing over Christmas and hit the ground running and busy as soon as we got back.
You managed to navigate kind of the usual mix of joy and chaos that the holiday brings?
Yep, that's a good way to describe it.
And ready to attack 2025.
Exactly.
Well, I'm really excited to kick off another year of the YourTown, Georgina podcast and, of course, bring more awareness to the people, the organizations, the places, and stories that make our home a great place to live, a great place to work, a great place to visit. Now, speaking of organizations that make Georgina a great place to live, work, and visit, I can't think of a better one than the focus of this episode. Now, Ben, I'm talking about the Georgina Chamber of Commerce. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot just a little bit. What do you know about the Chamber of Commerce and what they do?
I will say I've been in their office a couple times picking up things, but quite frankly, not a whole lot. I'm really looking forward to learning more.
Okay, this is going to be a good episode for you then.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. You and I, we don't talk a lot about our day-to-day work lives, but did you know that our company, Streetwise, is a proud member of the Georgina Chamber of Commerce?
I did know that.
Okay, good. So that's the starting point then. We're going to build on that. And I kind of unfairly put you on the spot a moment ago. It's not really fair. I mean, I've been with the Chamber for a couple of years now, but I also had the chance to do a little bit of formal research. So let me build on your response with the official word from the Chamber website. The Georgina Chamber of Commerce is a nonprofit, member-driven association. Its objective is to promote, develop, and foster the well-being and interests of the business community and enhance the quality of life for all of the citizens of Georgina. Definitely seems like an organization that's worthy of a dedicated episode. Am I right?
I would say so.
All right. Well, let's learn more about the role of the Georgina Chamber of Commerce and why it's such an important part of our town. Are you ready, Ben?
Let's go.
All right. Let's do it. All right, it's my pleasure to welcome the Executive Director of the Georgina Chamber of Commerce, Jennifer Anderson. Jennifer, welcome, and can I call you Jen?
Yes, of course. Of course you can.
It's great to have you here. Now, I do have some very important questions that I want to get to, but before I get to kind of my official list so that we can start to unpack the Chamber of Commerce in our town, I'd love to know your Georgina origin story. Specifically, how did you come to make Georgina your home?
Well, I guess in a nutshell, it would be my husband. Mm-hmm. But I am not from Georgina, although I like to tell everybody that this is my home, my forever home, and it will be. But I lived all across the country. Growing up, we settled in Newmarket, and as I started to work in community television, that was my first job, I discovered my love of community. And the opportunity to really get to know the people in your own backyard. So that really evolved into finding a community that I loved. And of course, working with community television in York Region and all 9 municipalities, I fell in love with the most northern one. And so moved up here, and my husband was living up here as well. And over the last 25 years, everything that I've done in my professional life has involved Georgina. Right. I worked for a children's charity, Georgina Cares. I was a Georgina ambassador for Neighborhood Network. I worked on Georgina Life on Rogers TV.
You're our second host now on the podcast after Linda was
and I'm okay to follow Linda. I love Linda.
You're in good company there.
Yeah, and so it only made sense, also to be a part of the Georgina Chamber of Commerce and really show my love of community.
This is great. I'm already starting to understand not just your Georgina origin story, but perhaps your Chamber of Commerce origin story as well. Well, maybe before we unpack that a little bit more, let's get down to basics. And in my preamble, I did share a little bit of insight into what the Chamber is about, and taken directly off the website. But I'd love to hear it in your own words and tell us, what is the Chamber of Commerce?
So for us in Georgina, the Chamber of Commerce is a member-driven organization. We're a not-for-profit organization. We are not a government organization,
Right.
which a lot of people put that tie. We do have direct contact with the town and the municipality, and we work very closely with them in some aspects of what we do. But we are a not-for-profit organization, and our goal is to promote, develop, and foster the business community in whatever aspect we can. We've been around, this is our 50th year. We're celebrating our 50th anniversary in June. And so
50th anniversary.
yes,
In June. That's
June
amazing.
11th.
Wow, how about
yes, that? Yes. And we really, when it comes to chambers of commerce, we're a bit of a baby.
Yeah.
There's a lot of chambers that are a lot older than we are. But that is when we were established and incorporated in the town. And over the years, we've evolved in what we do, but really the foundation of everything that we've done is provide support, promote, we foster the business community, we promote and highlight what this community has to offer, and we connect people in this community with the businesses that are here.
Yeah, well said. I take it you've probably delivered that word track once or twice before, right?
Well, I think, it's one of those things people don't understand a chamber of commerce, or that, it sounds financial, it sounds government, it sounds, it's a nonprofit organization, and really we're in this community and evolving. We've even evolved over the last few years. We had to because of COVID.
Yeah, of course.
And so you see the needs of the business community change and what they are looking for, what they need in this community. And so we really have to adapt and make sure we're providing that, because if we aren't relevant, we shouldn't exist.
Well said. That makes a lot of sense. Now, if I could jump back just a moment ago, because it actually links to a question that I was going to ask maybe a little bit later on, and that is the connection to the town. There's no official connection to the town, and the Chamber is an independent nonprofit, but I suspect there's still quite a close association with the town of Georgina as well.
Yeah, so there isn't that connection in terms of us being a nonprofit, but we are very connected to the town. And, there's this saying in the chamber world, if you've met one chamber, you've met one chamber, because they're all a little bit, a little bit different. They're serving the needs in their own community.
Right.
And so for us, one of the things that we take on as a role in our community is tourism. And so there is the connection. We have a grant and a fee for service that we provide to the town of Georgina for some of the tourism provisions. We have a tourism center in our office. We make sure that we have an info booth and a kiosk at different events throughout the summer. We have a mobile tourism center. We've converted a cargo trailer into a mobile tourism center.
Great.
It sits at De La Salle Park. So that way we have a tourism center there when people visit our beaches. So those things we provide on behalf of the town as part of that agreement. And that kind of keeps us connected with those visitors who are coming in, to let them know we have a lot of great places to eat and shop and play and stay, and they can find out that information from us.
Hey, that's great. There's a bit of an overlap with kind of the one of the goals of this podcast. It speaks to the citizen, sure, but it's also for perhaps folks that reside outside of Georgina, but maybe like to visit, whether that be for just a day at the beach, or maybe to visit a cottage that's on the lake. So the Chamber is very almost as much for folks that would like to come to our town as those that reside here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think the tourism center it's almost the wrong name for what we have. It's an information center. So when you walk through the doors and you find the, garbage calendar there, that is obviously for the residents who live here. But it's just as much, the event posters are relevant to our residents, and they're relevant to the people who are visiting. So we make sure that we just have information about our community, so that way we're spreading the word.
That's great. Okay, so you covered off the fact that it is set up as a nonprofit. I am curious about the structure of the Chamber. Can you tell us a little bit about the makeup of the Chamber itself? And I'm also curious if it's linked to the Canadian Chamber of Commerce. Is there a direct tie there, or an association, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
That's yes.
Quick answer, yes.
Quick answer, yes. The longer answer. So we are a nonprofit organization, but we aren't a charitable organization. We fall under the Board of Trade Act.
Okay.
So the Board of Trade Act is for chambers and boards right across the country. And we have bylaws established with the Board of Trade Act. So we fall like any other organization with a board of directors.
Yeah, makes
so
sense.
our board of directors is, because we are member driven, it's made up of members who are a part of our organization. So we currently have just over 330
Wow.
local businesses and organizations that are members of our organization, and our board of directors is 15 of them.
Wow.
And so
Okay.
those 15 people are really acting on behalf of the membership.
Yeah.
And that's my boss to make sure that I am doing all the right things and following our strategic plan,
Yeah.
our mission, our vision, and making sure that we have those goals lined up for our members.
That makes sense. And is that consistent with other chambers? It's made up of, the board itself is made up of members.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And is there, if I, in terms of understanding not just the work that you do, but also the objectives, do you also consult with other chambers in terms of understanding, the best approach, or perhaps to get new ideas on how to engage the community or to support your members?
So that's the great thing about a Chamber of Commerce. We don't have, essentially, competition
Okay. Yeah.
within our community.
Right.
We are the Chamber of Commerce that lives within this community. We obviously have to be good at what we do, and we have to meet our members' expectations and meet the community's expectations. But there's no other Chamber of Commerce in this community.
Right.
Because of that, we have a great, I shouldn't say because of that, but we have a great relationship with chambers and boards all across the country.
Yeah.
Because you're doing very similar work, the same thing, yet you're in different communities. So when I reach out to that network, I can say, does anybody have this? Has anybody experienced this? Do you have a policy on this? And you get 7 or 8 different responses from people, because it really is a very giving network.
Great.
And an opportunity for every Chamber of Commerce to understand what others are going through. There's 900 chambers of commerce across the country.
Wow.
About half of those are staffed. So the rest are volunteer, strictly volunteer, very small organizations. And so you have this amazing network that falls, I'm heading back to one of your first questions, falls under not only the Ontario Chamber of Commerce and that network, but the Canadian Chamber of Commerce. So we are a member of the Ontario and the Canadian Chamber. And essentially, because we fall under that umbrella, so do our members.
Yes.
So they are represented by the provincial and the federal organizations that really look at some of those key advocacy pieces and start to lobby and talk to different government officials about change and things that make sense for small business.
Yeah, that's what a great network to be able to lean on to sort of optimize your approach. But I like what you said a few moments ago, that if you know the chamber, you know that chamber.
Yes.
And in other words, the chambers themselves kind of reflect the diversity of the communities for which they support.
And they have to.
Yeah.
If they are meant to foster and promote business in their community, then there really is a difference from one community to the next.
Yeah.
And we are a small chamber in the northern part of the GTA. So we have different issues than a smaller chamber in southwestern Ontario. But there's also some similarities. There's similarities with the types of businesses, perhaps, that are there, or the events that we run, or the level of staff. There's smaller chambers and there's large conglomerates, but everybody in between is able to help and kind of facilitate and connect with one another.
That's great. That's very insightful. I'm still foundation building a little bit here, Jen. And so what I want to do is maybe ask, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, because you just called out that the Chamber of Commerce here, it's 50 years old almost. We're coming up on the 50th anniversary of the beginning of the Chamber. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of the Chamber in Georgina? Maybe how it began? I mean, this is before your time, so I don't want to...
It is before, let's get that on the record.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm not 50.
No.
It was before my time.
Maybe we can speak to even just the evolution during of of the chamber in terms of its service offering or how it operates in the time that you've been involved?
So I have, it'll be 9 years
Yeah.
in 2025 that I have been a part of the chamber. But 50 years ago, it's funny because when we moved in 2017, we moved from our office in Keswick. I just started to our office at the Link, and I was going through a lot of old boxes and purging and getting rid of stuff. And as I'm flipping through, I find a scrapbook, and the scrapbook is newspaper clippings from our first year.
Nice.
Of being a Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, wow.
And so it's this great historical piece that we have. And so there's a little bit of mystery kind of in between that first year and some of the other years
Yeah,
or
no
current.
question.
But it's nice to be able to look at that first year. And one of the first articles said it was a group of businessmen that started. It was definitely, gentlemen.
A little bit, yeah.
And that's, that's always it's not a rumor, but it's one of those, a gentleman's club that
Totally.
was of that time.
Talking 1975. Back
Yes,
then when we
and so
started.
1975, it was a group of business gentlemen who got together and they wanted to start this. As you can see throughout that scrapbook and beyond, there's always been a connection with the municipality in providing some of those services. Many years ago, for folks who lived here, quite a few years ago, there was a tourism center on Highway 48, a little, we call it Jabba. It's Jabba the Hut. So there's a little hut that's on Highway 48. And, that was run by the chamber 30 years ago. And so there's always been that connection and that piece with community.
Yeah.
But we've seen a little bit of that evolution over the last few years because of COVID and because of the needs of the community. And really we're looking at more of that advocacy piece as we move forward. Not just the events, not just the fun stuff, but also that advocating for those local businesses.
Well, I think that's a natural segue kind of into my next question, which is really, from your perspective, why do you think the Chamber of Commerce is an important part of the community? In other words, you mentioned there are 900. Was that the number that you used? Obviously, you're not alone in the belief, but I'd love to hear it from your words. Why is it such an important part of the community?
I think because it is a community. It's all about community. And I think, I can't speak for different areas in the GTA and in the province, across the country, but I can speak for Georgina.
Yeah.
And the fact that in my mind and what I believe and what I put through the chamber is that idea that we need to support our local businesses. We need to shop local. We need to bring awareness to the things that are happening in our community, to be proud of it.
Yeah.
And so the more that we can showcase and promote what this community has to offer, the more benefits we have. Economic gain, financial gain. We want these local businesses to flourish.
Sure.
So we need to shop there.
Yeah.
We want the town to flourish. We want, there's always that balance of, there's a lot of folks who don't want to see that industry come in. Yeah. But you have a business park coming. You have a lot of bigger business coming in that offsets some of those taxes. We want some of that business to come in to make sure that our town is flourishing and we have economic impact within our town.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I know that that's a hot debate topic about we all can see the growth that's taking place in Georgina, and obviously there are implications for that growth. Some people are concerned maybe that we'll lose a little bit of that small town feel. Others are more concerned about the impact on perhaps some of the independent or smaller businesses when some of the larger industry comes to our town. But we also know with those new businesses coming in and with that growth comes imagine more revenue for the town, which leads to more services, which can lift the whole boat and benefit really everyone.
Right.
It's certainly a tricky one, but I at the same time, I imagine that the chamber is welcoming and is inclusive of all business in the town.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And we really want to be able to promote all businesses in this community. So whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you are a sole proprietor or working from home and have a home-based business, to our larger manufacturers, everything in between is important to our community and to that economic impact. So the more we can promote business in general, the better off our community is.
Yeah. Well, you've answered my next question. Kind of, we've sort of hit it from a few different angles. But in terms of who benefits from the Chamber of Commerce, we have local businesses, citizens, and obviously visitors to our town. Does that encapsulate the primary benefits of the Chamber's work?
Yes, and you've just said everybody, and that's, I mean, it's a
Can't
little.
think of anyone else.
I'm a little biased, but if I were to answer that question in a nutshell, I think it does. I think a Chamber of Commerce, of course, our mission is to promote local business. And so to help business, raise awareness about local business. But I think that ripple effect, especially because we're involved in tourism in this community, I think that impact extends into making sure that our residents are aware, our tourists are aware, that we are really serving the entire community to let them know about business and the impact that it has.
Okay, well, in that case, let's get to some of the tangibles. And if I could ask you, what are the benefits of being a chamber member?
So it sounds like an easy question.
Not so easy.
Well, it depends what the business is interested in. So typically, if somebody were to come through the door and say, why should I be a chamber member? I need to know a little bit more about what their business is. There are different aspects to and different benefits to being a chamber member. So for some, it's the awareness piece. We have an online directory, we have a printed directory. And so having your name, your business name, and contact information in a yellow pages as such of, information about local businesses, that's of value to some people. They really like that marketing piece.
Right.
It's the awareness piece. So getting newsletters, getting monthly information, seeing information shared about their business, but about other businesses. So it's that awareness piece and learning about what there is to offer.
Great call.
For some, it's health and dental benefits. We have Chambers Plan, which is a group insurance plan for chambers across the country.
Yeah, that's right.
So tapping into a group benefits plan for employees, a business who has 1 to 30 employees is important to some businesses. So they can provide those benefits to either themselves or to their employees.
Yeah.
Having discounts.
Everybody loves a discount.
Everybody loves a discount. The affinity programs that we have, whether it's through Purolator, whether it's through Park and Fly, we have some discounted programs that are of interest to some of our members. We also have discounts to some of the events that we run. So our Discover Georgina show and having a discounted rate. If you're going to be in it anyway, that's a great way to have a discounted rate. And for some, it's the networking piece.
Yes, of course.
And I say that last, maybe, that's a popular one for a lot of businesses who want to go to a breakfast, lunch, or dinner and be able to connect with other businesses and collaborate and really have that connection with the businesses that are also in this community. So having that, not only the discounted rate or the opportunity for some of those events, but just that networking piece is important.
You're doing a great job of creating natural segues to my next question. So thank you for that. Sometimes I really have to force it in there.
Anytime. I gotcha.
And so So I'm gonna kind of build off what you just said, and let's hit it a little bit more explicitly. What type of events does the Chamber of Commerce hold? In other words, how does the Chamber engage its members in the community?
So we have a number of different events that take place throughout the year. I don't have the number right in front of me, but I know in 2014 we had about 18 different networking events that took place.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
So that is our smaller events. Our Breaknet is our breakfast networking events. Our lunch and learns are obviously at the noon hour, and our after five is an after five networking. We took a lot of time to come up with those titles.
Well done. Well done.
We didn't want to confuse anybody.
No, I say the truth in advertising.
Yeah. So each of those events are networking events, and we rotate, for example, with our breakfasts, rotate throughout the community at some of our member restaurants. And so there really is an opportunity to not only try maybe a business you haven't been at before, but also to connect with 40 or 50 people who are at the event each month. And so we rotate. We have different times, and certainly there are a lot of people who love a good morning networking session, and some who swear by it after 5 because they don't do anything at 8 a.m. So we really see different people at each of those events.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a great way to connect and network with other businesses. We also have 5 signature events that we hold each year. Those are our bigger events, and they all have a different, I was going to say value, but it's not, maybe benefits to either the people who are attending or to the community. In March, during the month of International Women's Day, we have a Wonder Woman event, and this is something, a women's conference that we've put on for the last 5 years.
Love it.
And it is a day to connect and inspire. It's open to all superheroes, not just women, but we focus a lot on that, the impact of and balance of work home life, breaking the glass ceiling, all of those impacts. We know that women's businesses really suffered more so in COVID than any other business, and so we really look at kind of the struggles and the challenges.
That's great.
But it's a day of really professional development for all businesses. So that takes place in March each year.
Imagine that's one of the great examples of evolution from 1975. That's a great one.
Yes, yes.
I like that.
And it's also just an opportunity to once again get people to connect and kind of, it's that feeling of you're not alone.
Yeah, well said.
So regardless of who you are in this community, it's hard to run a business. And to sit down, we can offer guest speakers and we can offer panel discussions a lot, but sometimes the greatest gift at those events is sitting with a group of people and going, you know what, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
They share that struggle with me and they understand what I'm going through. So I think that's important.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's a theme that's come up in a few of our podcast episodes, even in talking with Linda about the Paranormal Society. And sometimes it's just nice knowing that there are other people like you that share similar experiences. And it's one of the most comforting things that we can have is to know that there are people like us and that are facing similar challenges, whatever they may be.
Agreed. Yeah. Especially now more than ever. I mean, it's been a hard 4 or 5 years for people in all different aspects. And so to be able to kind of come through that and, for businesses who are clawing their way back, who are seeing that struggle, seeing that impact, it's nice to know that they're not alone. So that Wonder Woman is our first signature event, followed by our Discover Georgina show. That is a home show in sense. We over time have renamed it the Discover Georgina show because that has more, it really tells the tale of what's inside those doors. So that's held at the Ice Palace, and it has everything you need to live, work, and play in Georgina.
Nice.
So a 2-day event, vendor show, all different businesses and organizations. Last year we had about 75 businesses, assuming the same this year, so you can walk through the doors and really get to know some of those local businesses. And whether you need them now or need them in the future,
Right.
at least you're figuring out what's available.
You're aware.
Yeah. We have what we started in 2024 is our mayor's luncheon. And so it's an opportunity to connect with the mayor. We have a lunch, and she last year did a presentation along with a gentleman from the Life Sciences park.
Okay.
That is coming to Georgina,
Yeah.
and so it really was a great source of information directly from the town about information for local businesses. So that's happening in May again this year.
Great.
Or each year. And then in the fall, we have a small business conference, very similar to what we do with Wonder Woman, but really take the resources in this community and put them all in one day. So that way people can understand whether it's municipal services or local resources, grants and opportunities. So we pack that all into one day for the business conference. And then our final event each year is our Business Excellence Awards.
Okay.
And so that's held in December each year, and we hold it in conjunction with the Mayor and Council's Milestone Awards. Wow. So in 2024, we gave out 8 business awards. Council gave out 7 milestone awards for businesses who've been in this community operating for over 20 years.
Wow.
And those awards are given out at a gala event. And so
that's amazing.
Yeah. And then we rest for a couple weeks and we do it all over again.
Deserved.
Yes.
Well deserved.
Yes. And so then, in addition to that, we have our annual general meeting. We have a member appreciation barbecue, and we have a few different opportunities, Chamber 101 information sessions each month. So there's a few different events that are also scattered in there for people to learn and really understand what the Chamber is about.
Okay, you make a great case for membership to the Chamber, Jen. You did. From my perspective, you make a really good. You obviously make a really good case to join the Chamber. There's a lot of benefits, and you're coming at it from a variety of different angles to support the community and the businesses within it. So I guess the logical next question might be, how does someone join the Chamber of Commerce?
They just contact us.
Oh, okay.
That's it. It's as simple as that. But I hope, there's lots of information on our website.
Okay.
GeorginaChamber.com. That's a shameless plug.
You got to do it. It was actually one of my next questions is where do people
right.
find out more about the Chamber? So by all means.
Just going to slip that in
there.
Let's
find out.
Yeah, but I hope before, and there's a sign up button on our website and you can sign up right there.
Yeah.
But I hope before people do that, they really, whether it's they pick up the phone or they send us an email or they stop in and see us, because I really want people and businesses to understand what it is that they can benefit from the Chamber.
Yeah.
Another cliche, because I said, if you've seen one chamber, you've seen one chamber. The other cliche is, it's a lot like maybe a gym membership where you get out of it what you put into it. But you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
And so if somebody, signs up for a membership and they don't know all of the benefits, they don't know the value, either we're not doing our job properly or we want to make sure that we get that information into their hands and let them know these are the benefits. And maybe, what you're looking at isn't the right approach. Maybe you need this.
Right.
And so we really want to fine tune that membership to each business or organization that comes through the door.
Very well said, Jen. And I have to say, you make a really good case for the role of the Chamber in any vibrant community. That is a complete community has a Chamber, and they do all these wonderful things. But you also make a great case for joining the Chamber. I like the fact that it's not a one size fits all. That is the audience that we're speaking to is everyone from perhaps a real estate agent all the way up to perhaps a larger, perhaps even multinational corporation that happens to operate in our town. Everybody's welcome, and there's a way that all can benefit from the Chamber's activities and work.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think, we really have to stress that there are so many opportunities for local businesses inside the Chamber and out, but there's so many opportunities to promote what your business has to offer. And I would like to think that we are one of those resources that people can utilize. And that's whether they're a business or they're just a resident of this community.
Yeah.
I've been in the community for a long time.
Yeah.
Working with Rogers, had a lot of guests on shows, understand the different organizations and resources that exist. And so I love when people come through the doors and I can make that connection. I want to be able to help people. And so that if they have a question about the community, if they have a question about running their business, if we don't have an immediate answer, we get an answer for them. And I love being that connection. And there's nothing better than two businesses being at a networking event and suddenly coming up with a collaboration and working together.
It's got to be incredibly gratifying.
It's just amazing to see because it's so... that competition dissolves. I mean, I've seen organizations that do the same thing, sit down together and go, okay, I run kind of these programs and you run these programs, so let's cross promote because I'm not doing that. But, you know, if people looked at them just at face value, they're competitors in this community. But that's not what Georgina's about.
No,
we don't.
It's not.
We don't work that way. And so to see that connection and that collaboration piece is really important.
Well, I think that with everything you've said, this is a fantastic addition to the YourTown, Georgina podcast library. And I want to thank you for all of the great work that you do in our town. And also thank you so much for being on the YourTown, Georgina podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Jen. Okay, Ben, what did you think? Did we fill in some knowledge gaps for you with regards to the Georgina Chamber of Commerce?
You really did. There were some great takeaways in that. Found it really fascinating.
Yeah. I found the same. I mean, like I mentioned in the preamble, I've been a member for a couple of years now, and been engaged. But it's always great to get more insights, especially directly from the executive director. I mean, that's what it was all about.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, one of the key takeaways that I got from Jen was that each chamber is unique. You know, we have the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, the Ontario Chamber of Commerce, but when it gets down to this sort of municipal level, they really do morph into a reflection of the town that they kind of represent and support.
That's true. She did mention that. And I loved her one line that's something along the lines of, if you know one chamber, you know one chamber, that they're all different. And yeah, I found that really fascinating.
Yeah, it was great. Now, she did mention there is some consistency in terms of their approach, and they do certainly lean on other chambers for guidance, and I think that just makes the work that they do that much better, of course. But she also mentioned a number of the different types of events they do, whether it be Breaknet or the Mayor's Lunch. But even beyond sort of the 5 recurring events that Jen described to us, she also mentioned that there are several additional events that take place throughout the year that support local business and our residents. And I'm going to get a shameless plug in here, Ben, because after spending a little bit of time on the site, I discovered that there's actually a workshop coming up on January 29th. It's called the Vision Board Workshop. It's being held at the Link, and it's sponsored by our good friend, actually, Mercedes Lawson.
Oh, yes. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So I think this is a great opportunity to kind of kickstart 2025 with your goals in mind, and to use their words, unleash your creativity and set your intentions for a transformative year. The workshop provides the perfect space to manifest your aspiration, and so you can register for that at thegeorginachamber.com.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, right around the corner. So the service offering also I thought was really interesting in the sense that it's both broad and diverse, and ultimately it's meant to be tailored to each individual business. And I thought that was a key message that Jen kind of shared with us, that before you sign up or raise your hand right away and jump into it, contact us. Let us know what your needs are so that we can help you sort of tailor the experience in a way that's going to just benefit you the most.
Exactly. And that's saying something. I mean, they have over 330 businesses, she said. So
yeah,
that's a lot of tailoring. That's
a lot of tailoring. Well, yeah, I mean, you kind of hit on another key takeaway from the podcast, which is that the Chamber supports all business types and sizes. And I think that part of that is that regardless of the nature of the business or its ownership, whether it started here or not, if it operates in our town, making a conscious decision to shop local, that's an act that can benefit us all.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I thought that was a really important one. Well, I want to thank Jen Anderson again for giving us her time, and I hope that you guys enjoyed learning about the Georgina Chamber of Commerce. And of course, if you would like to learn more or interested in joining the chamber, head over to georginachamber.com. Now, from there, you can also sign up for the Chamber 101 seminar. The next one's actually coming up on January 23rd. It's also a great resource if you're a visitor or thinking about visiting Georgina, as closely connected to the chamber is the Tourist Information Center. So finally, in advance, happy 50th birthday to the chamber coming up June 11th of this year. Kind of a big milestone, Ben.
I'd say so.
Yeah. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And of course, subscribe if you like what you hear. Rate and review us also. And of course, that helps us get the word out about this great town. Now with that, let's turn it over to our good friend Bernadette Connors. Happy New Year, everyone. We'll see you next time.
I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm a lady of the lake. I learned to drive on a dirt road, and I got all it takes. I see myself in the water, and my footprints in the sand. The moon can push and pull the tide, but this is where I stand. Georgina, I could never really leave ya. I've been all around the world and still you bring me back again. Georgina, I've got friends in the city. They've got a tower and everything. I tried it out for a little while, but where you don't have roots, you can't grow wings. Georgina, I could never really leave ya. I've been all around the world and still you bring me back again. Georgina, when I'm gone I dream ya. Late at night, later on, you're always on my mind. Georgina, should I stay or should I go? I'll always be scared of the great unknown. I see myself in the water, I see myself in the water.